Hello everyone, welcome back to another inspiring and exciting episode of On Location with Zara Durrani, produced with the support of TELUS STORYHIVE. Thank you so much for joining us today. Happy New Year to everyone watching. And I figured since it's the new year, what better time to talk about health and wellness and bring an expert in the house to help teach me and perhaps you guys and inspire you guys as well how we can take more greens in, how we can nourish our bodies, nourish our souls, and also not just on the new year weight loss, new year, new me journey, but really long-term changes. And that's something, I've talked about on this show before that I've struggled with when I get really busy work-wise. I'm going for those croissants, I'm going for that extra shot of espresso. So I'm so honored and blessed to have with us Alyssa Bauman, who is originally from New York.
Yes.
So thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much for having me. It's perfect timing. I come equipped with the tools that will help you and hopefully everybody who's watching to bring a little bit more health in our lives, because no matter how healthy you think you are, there's always room for improvement, and it's not something that we need to be perfect at. We're always just striving for a little bit more progress in your day.
And I find that it's like when I open up Pinterest or Instagram or TikTok, I can also get very overwhelmed, like which to do. And we had a really lovely phone conversation, and I was talking about cheap meals and the feeling of guilt, or when I'm working a lot, and especially if you're working on a film or TV set, like a big production, you're working 12-14 hour days. After a certain amount of hours, I'm gonna go
You're gonna grab whatever you can see because you're so hungry at that point. Exactly. Well, hopefully we'll get some tips today to keep you nourished throughout your day, no matter how busy your day is, and you don't get to that point where you're so hungry. And that's, a lot of people call that hangry, right? Your blood sugars crash and you feel like just not yourself, and you literally will grab anything that's in sight. So a little bit of planning will help with that as well.
Alyssa, reading your bio and checking out your website, I got a chance to, understand a little bit about your journey and your passion for what really got you started. Can you share that with our viewers a little bit?
Yes.
That how did you get on this path? Like, when did you know this was your calling?
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I wasn't always interested in health, and it wasn't until I was a journalist and I was living in New York City. It was a very, very fun and glamorous life for a college graduate in their 20s. And I was eating out every night, and I was going out every night, and it was late nights, and it was nonstop. And it was so much fun. And I didn't know how to cook. I didn't even know what I was doing in the kitchen.
That sounds like my 20s.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a time and a place for it, right? So health was really not top of mind at all. And it's not like I hit rock bottom or anything, but I would crave those nights that I would just come home and I would eat canned beans out of a tin and just enjoy that. And what really ended up happening was when I moved to Vancouver, and I was still freelance writing and whatnot, I just got really inspired by the city here. It's so beautiful and everybody is outside. And I went back to school to become a nutritionist because my body was changing. I was pregnant with my first daughter, and I was realizing that the food that sustained me when I was in my 20s, like, this wasn't working anymore. I was tired. My skin was not very clear. My eyes were not bright, and I just didn't have the energy that I think a 30-year-old woman should have. So I went back to school, and I got my degree in nutrition, and I started living what I was learning, and it didn't take long. I mean, if you're looking for change and you want to see a difference in your energy levels and how you're feeling every day, and not having fatigue and dealing with stress and skin and even sleep, changing your diet, even tweaking it just a little bit,
and that's what I need.
Much.
That's what I need. Because when people tell me I don't drink coffee anymore, I'm just like, you can't.
I love my coffee.
I know.
I'm never taking away your coffee.
Okay, thank you. I was like,
I'm not taking away your
please don't
coffee.
tell me to stop
I'm not
drinking.
taking away your wine. I'm not taking away. I'm from New York City.
Yeah.
I love pizza. I eat pizza. But you know what I do? I just put kales and spinach and all sorts of greens on top of my pizza. And I have one piece and I love it. And I have a huge salad with it.
Amazing.
So it's not about taking things out of your diet. It's about what can I add into my diet that's going to make me feel so good. And I always ask my clients, how bad do you want to feel good? Like, how bad do you want to feel good? Because so many people say, oh, I can't give up this, or I don't have time for this. And I take it back to that one question. Like, how bad do you want to feel good? And when you ask yourself that, the majority of people want to feel good.
Yeah, that's my kitty cat if someone can hear.
She's so cute.
I know, but she has to be there because otherwise she's going to be like, I need to taste test everything.
Be involved. She wants to come and get some greens, right?
Completely. So I was very fascinated in hearing about some of these programs you're offering because someone like me, you know, right now things are a bit more calmer compared to how they were last year. And I was mentioning this earlier and telling Julian, like on the days that I'm filming, like when we're doing our show, which I'm so grateful and blessed that I get to do and have individuals like yourself to learn from, have these conversations. Of course, my pleasure. That quite often, like Julian has to be like, Zara, please eat. He's like, you're not, you know, because I'm just like on it. Like my brain's just going, I'm organizing, I'm doing so many different things.
And you forget to eat, right? Because there's a lot of people out there, and a lot of people don't know this, that you may not ever feel that hunger pang in your stomach. I don't get hungry either. My mood changes. I get foggy. I get really irritable, like hangry.
Yeah.
So you should be eating, you know, every 3 to 4 hours, and you should be focusing on protein and vegetables. And these are the things that keep your blood sugars even.
Consistent. Yeah. So that was something, and you know, I touched on it briefly over the phone with you, but I was sharing this with a fitness coach we had earlier. And so last year I was interviewing about 4 to 5 people, doing pre and post production, doing my other influencing modeling stuff on the side, acting and consulting.
Very
so
non-stop,
many, non-stop, you know, and drinking a lot of coffee. And I would have my Nespresso there, and I would do 5 or 6 of the little shots, and my latte. So I'm just like going on the. And honey, I'm getting sick every month.
Of course
and
you are.
And friends of mine are like, Zara, you were just sick. And to the point, I finished the show. We did 4 months. I'd interviewed 45 people.
Wow.
Plus other things. I go to Paris, and I'm sick, no joke, the whole time in Paris.
You did tell me this, yes.
Fever, everything. And I'm like, my immune system, my body. And I could tell inside of me, I'm like, I need to
Something has to change.
I need my rest and also what I'm eating.
Something has to change, and a lot of people do hit that rock bottom where they have to make a change.
Yeah.
You know, I never got to that point. I realized that I needed to make a change before that, but you know, you don't have to hit that rock bottom to recognize that the things that you're putting in your body and, you know, espresso after latte is not working for you, right? Because the things that you eat also can improve your immunity. It can improve your gut health. And when we improve our gut health, our mood changes. We're not, I'm not going to say happier, but I'm going to say like, you're just lighter and you feel better. Your elimination system is better.
And your thinking is better.
And your thinking is clear. You know, I say if you eat junk, this is what I tell my kids. I have 3 daughters. If you eat junk, you think junky thoughts. If you eat, you know, 80% of the time, you know, a whole food, plant-based diet, rich in produce and rich in veggies, you think great, clear, focused, brilliant, and just creative, inspired ideas. And that's what we need to get to, that because you're the artist.
Yeah, no, completely. And so for the last couple of months, like since coming back from Paris, I recognized that I really needed more rest time to not feel guilty for taking time. And then
rest is so important. It's sleep, it's nutrition, and then it's movement.
Completely.
And allowing ourselves to rest. I mean, we don't, in our society that we live in, we don't value it, and we don't allow ourselves to sit on the beautiful couches and read a book. You know, we'll sit on the beautiful couch and we'll
we're constantly
scroll.
On the go. No.
And that, by the way, that's not giving your brain time, space to be on your phone scrolling. I have this conversation all the time with my children as well. But, back to nutrition, it's just as important. It's sleep, it's feeding. I like to think of it as fueling your body.
100%.
Fueling your body with the things that that make you feel good. And like I said before, this isn't about taking things out of your diet. I want everyone to understand that, because diets don't work. Diets make you feel deprived, and they set you up for maybe failure, because if you don't lose the weight, or you do lose the weight and then you go off your diet, then you'll gain the weight back, and it's like this yo-yo thing. So if you can think of it as a lifestyle, to add in more of the beautiful
any time
vegetables.
of the year, and not just from like a place of I need to lose this, or measurements or inches. I remember when I was in my 20s, I was mentioning earlier, when I used to model, I was like measuring myself, all that kind of stuff.
Is a killer for that.
And that's not the kind of lifestyle I like to live.
Yeah, it's restrictive. And not feeling good about yourself.
No, completely. It's like if I'm craving chocolate, or if I'm craving popcorn, I'm gonna let myself have that.
Popcorn, by the way, is one of those snacks. If it's not loaded with butter and salt, is considered a superfood, because there's so much fiber.
No,
yes,
what?
Popcorn, not movie theater popcorn, but like popcorn that you air cook at home.
Yeah.
And you put your own, maybe a small amount of oil, olive oil or coconut oil, and then put a little bit of this. This is one of my favorite things. This is nutritional yeast.
Okay.
It's like a cheesy, but it's not dairy. Salty, vitamin B protein. It's
we
delicious.
can learn so much from you,
yes,
Alyssa.
And
I love this.
Also is a superfood.
Yes.
If you get it in its rawest form.
Like dark chocolate.
I actually add raw cacao powder to my Nespresso in the morning. So I'm fueling my body through, coffee is just a vehicle of what else I can put that's amazing in my body.
Before we get into the smoothie, which, all the ingredients look amazing, I want to talk a little bit about your programs, because I feel like there's so many interesting little tidbits that you're giving me right now. I'm an experiential learner, so it's hard for me to look at a cookbook and be like, this recipe.
A lot of people are like that.
I need to learn from someone, a friend, a neighbor, or watching like a show, but it's like I'm more like sitting here with you and you
this
sing.
Is what I do.
Yeah,
we're having like almost a one-on-one here. So I do one-on-ones where I work very closely with my clients, and we always start with food. But because I take a holistic approach, we talk about your sleep, we talk about your stress, we talk about, what's not working in your life, but we always start with food. And when we change your diet and we get your nutrition in alignment, usually the things that are not working in your life, you find clarity, and the other things just start to align. So yes, we clean up your diet. Yes, you get energy that you want. Yes, your skin becomes brighter and your eyes more clear, and you may, if it's what you want, lose some weight. You may not, but it's a byproduct. But everything else in your life starts to kind of clear up, because you start focusing on yourself and you start becoming a bit more mindful of the food that we're putting in your body. So if you become mindful of the food that you're putting in your body, you become mindful of really everything else that's going on in your life. So we're bringing a little bit more gratitude, a little bit more mindfulness into your life, and that's coming from a different place. So I do work one-on-one. It's like having a nutritionist in your back pocket.
So how does that work? Like, would you do like Zoom sessions in person?
Zoom sessions in person, couples, and it's a 3-month program. And the reason why I do it for 3 months is because 1 to 2 to 3 times isn't enough to make sustainable change. And I don't want you to waste your time, and I don't want to waste my time. Your health is an investment, and these things take time.
This is your life, and it's your life.
And it takes time. It's not a magic bullet. Here, this will make you lose 20 pounds.
I know.
It's not like that. It's not a magic bullet.
It's not the one-time shot. Like if you do one green smoothie, one juice, ginger.
I stack habits.
Yes.
So basically, I teach my clients how to stack habits. And once we have the green juice habit down pat, we go into another habit about focusing on protein. So it's habit stacking. And that's what really leads to long-term success in how you want to feel. Again, I'll go back to that. It's how bad do you want to feel good? And then I also offer for people that don't want to do that, or they can't afford it and it's not accessible for them, I also do a 4-week online digital nutrition and wellness experience where you buy my package and then you download the videos and you can listen to them on the go. You can watch them, and we're basically back and forth through email, and I'm tracking progress.
And would you tell them, like, okay, have like this smoothie daily, this is
it's
how,
a
these are the
full
ingredients,
program.
this is how you make this
You
soup.
get your recipes, you get your instructions, you get your repeatable recipes, you get your tips that you need to work on, and you work on it for 1 week. So one of the things that I love about the green juice is it helps people with sugar cravings, and a lot of people come to me with sugar cravings. So for instance, like week 1 is all about learning how to incorporate a green smoothie into your day. So a recent client said, oh, I really want to get rid of my sugar cravings because I'm eating too much brownies and sweets and whatnot, which, by the way, too much sweets is really not good for us. So a little bit here and there, no problem. But if you're having, 2 brownies, 3 brownies a day, this all at some point will, it won't be good for you. It will be pre-diabetic. Your glucose levels will be high. So she's like, I really, really want to, try to get rid of my sugar cravings. I'm like, okay, let's do this for a week. So we were back and forth, and I asked her, that was her main goal, so we were back and forth, and she said, you're never going to believe this, 7 days of a green smoothie, and I no longer crave my brownie at night. That to me is a real win, because that's a lifestyle change. That I know it's just one brownie, but over time, the brownie adds up, your glucose levels, depending on the age.
And that's because of a green smoothie. That's your sugar. Oh, my goodness.
Right.
I'm so excited to, I just love, all this green here. Okay, I will tell you, you'll be proud of me. Most of these ingredients, other than the cucumbers and the pineapples, I made a big batch of soup that's, sitting in there.
You did tell me.
But, the first one burned. And then I made a second because I was like, I want to do this because this is literally medicine. I know genetically I'm very blessed. I'll be 42 in a few months. All my life I've eaten whatever I wanted. Yeah. But at the same time, like I was saying, when I'm doing my dream jobs, traveling around the world, and then getting sick. And the thing is, I don't smoke, I don't drink. My body is very clean.
Very clean, yeah.
If anything, it was the being dependent on coffee because I have my coffee machine here. Yes.
Lack of sleep.
Flying. Yes. And then I was like, man, this has to change. There has to be a better way. So when I made that post on social media and discovered you and having this conversation, and I realized, you know what? I think I want to share this with more people because I can't be the only one who's gone through this, who is going for coffee after coffee after coffee.
You're not.
And you know what happens? You're not alone. You get foggy. I literally, because then I'm not drinking enough water. That's why I'm making an effort to have my cheers.
Lots
to
of
have
water.
my water right here. But I want to learn that it becomes habit, and I love the fact that you said stacking habits.
Yeah. So in that program, if you're not ready to move on from week 1, which is learning how to incorporate more greens into your diet, you stay back. You just stay there and master it. It could take 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Just master it, and then you move forward. So that guarantees success. Because once you master something, then you can move on, and just becomes part of your life.
A part of you.
And you don't have to think about it. Like your soup, right? You know what I'd love to do? I'd love to double batch that soup.
Yeah.
And then we take glass containers and we could freeze them. So when you're super hungry and you have nothing and you're busy, all you have to do is take that out and heat it up.
Isn't it funny that we need to learn this, yet at the same time,
we don't learn it in school.
We don't learn this in school. It's like last summer I was Uber Eats, happy hours, pizza, yam fries, tacos. That no joke, you guys. This is what I was doing.
And the majority of people live like that. Yeah, and it works and it's convenient until it doesn't work, right? And especially as women age, we have to be very mindful, because when our glucose levels go up, which they do from all of these processed foods, that's when we even get more brain fog, and menopause symptoms become even worse, and there's hair loss. And who wants to live life without energy?
And emotionally. And that was it was that was the M word, was the scary word. But I know it's reality.
But
it's part of
who wants to live life like this? We want to. I'm doing this for disease prevention, yes, but
longevity
to be our most vital.
Yeah.
Not health span, but as healthy as we can as we age.
Yes, and for as long as possible. And that was something a girlfriend of mine was telling me, because I was working a lot, and afterwards I would find myself in sort of lows, like really. And she told me she's 51, and she's like, Zara, honey, you got to take care of yourself. You got to rest. You have to do, and these are the conversations that I'm so excited to have, and we're so excited to have you here today.
And they're always changing too, right? The conversation is always changing, and we need them.
And being willing to ask for help. So what are we doing today? Tell us about this green smoothie. I'm so excited.
This is a signature. This is the foundation of the A to B program, which is the program that I sell online. And this is, I hate to sound dramatic, but I'm going to be. This is life-changing because if you can get this into your day, whenever you can, like doesn't matter what time. I drink it, I have it in my car after I go for a run, and it's like my post-workout drink. If you can get this into your day, you will, no doubt, feel better in your skin and in your body. You'll have more energy. You'll have beautiful skin. Your eyes will be bright. Your digestion will be better. You'll have a health. You're literally feeding your microbiome, and you will sleep better, better able to manage your stress, and also you won't be hungry for sugar. And that's really
because you're having all these greens.
Because you're being filled up with nutrients. A lot of times when we have sugar cravings, we're eating foods, but we're not full of nutrients.
We're not nourishing our bodies.
We're not nourishing our bodies, and our body's saying, I need more food, because the foods that we're eating are nutrient void. So when we eat nutrient-dense foods, we don't reach for the things that, the sweet things.
I have a question for you. So is this the first thing you drink in the morning other than water? Like, do you drink your coffee before you... Or is this the first thing after?
No, I drink a big warm glass of hot water in the morning. I have it already organized the night before. So when I go to sleep at night, I bring my water with lemon upstairs, and I drink that when I wake up. It's the first thing I do when I wake up. And then I have my coffee, and I start organizing my day a little bit, and I have this about 9 o'clock after my workout. But I drink a huge mason jar of it, almost something like this big.
Okay.
And I drink it sometimes at 4 o'clock. If I'm feeling sluggish, I'll reach for that instead of a coffee. I love my coffee, but I have about 1 or 2 a day, and then I'm good. In fact, recently I've just cut down to 1 because I haven't needed it. But
You're getting energized from real food.
This is really the foundation of my program because we are getting, I think of it as an insurance policy, right? You're getting all of your nutrients. You're getting your calcium from your leafy greens. And one of the things that I like to tell my clients is, try to eat as many leafy greens as possible. Get it in, throw it on your soups, put it in your chilies. As I said, put it in your pizza. As many leafy greens as possible. They're the least consumed vegetable and the most nutrient-dense vegetable in our diet. So kale, spinach, romaine lettuce, anything like with a deep, rich color. I love watercress if you could find it. So lots of fiber in here. Cilantro, as we talked about before.
I love the smell of cilantro.
I love the smell of it too. This is one of my favorite herbs. Some people don't like it. If you don't like it, you could sub it out for parsley, or you could add parsley to it. This is a daily detox.
You're kidding.
So when you have when you have cilantro.
I've never used cilantro in a smoothie.
Oh, you're going to love it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you're going to love it. So, we talk about, it's January or February, whenever this is coming up, but we talk about detoxing the body, the detoxing, helping the liver do its job. It's so incredibly important. You could do that every day. You don't have to go on some cleanse that usually doesn't work. You can do it every day by eating and choosing the foods.
And I've done many of those cleanses. And
you feel terrible. You're going to die, right? Like, I can't get through this.
Or you're running to the bathroom.
Yes, or like I can't make it. And also the lemon, we were talking about immunity. The combination of lemon and ginger, knock on wood, I have been drinking this. I've had my company for 15 years. I have 3 children. I don't get a cold. Like, I don't get that type of sickness. Like, I don't get a cold because I drink this every day. It's the combination
like
of
hot water off lemon and ginger?
This is going to go in the smoothie.
Okay.
So you're getting the lemon and the ginger in the smoothie.
Okay.
So it's the immunity boosting.
Wow.
Yeah, and ginger's great for the memory as well. So you're getting your vitamin C here. And just a side note for everybody, when you do eat your greens, we always want to have a little bit of citrus with your greens because it helps the iron absorption. So even if you're making a salad, zest some lemon or have a little bit of a squeeze of a lemon on the salad as the dressing, that really helps with the iron absorption because not only are these guys loaded in calcium and fiber, but This is if you don't eat a lot of meat. This is where you're getting
That's
a lot
me.
of your iron. You don't eat meat, right?
Yeah, I'm pescatarian,
Okay.
but I do mostly consume vegetarian diet. I will have eggs. I'll have some cheese, but yeah.
Okay.
So I am low in magnesium and low in iron.
Everybody's low in magnesium because the soils that even this beautiful food is from is a little bit depleted. So we should all be taking a magnesium supplement. Yeah, we're all very low in magnesium. But this is the foundation of my program. I believe so much in it, and it's an insurance policy, and I mean just energy alone, and really healing your gut. This is everything. Cilantro is super alkalining. So when our body, if you think of your body as a swimming pool, the pH of our body is really important. If it's too acidic, we may have room or breed some diseases in there like cardiovascular health, some cancer might be brewing, all sorts of things. If we're eating meat and cheese and milks and drinking a lot of alcohol and eating a lot of fried food, we have a very acidic body, which can trigger inflammation, and inflammation is really disease. That's how disease starts. So alkalining vegetables like celery, like cucumbers, this is a beauty food, especially with the skin on it.
Yeah.
The skin on the cucumbers are very good for your own skin.
And that's the other thing I was thinking of, that this is like, I can imagine how my skin would look if I'm doing this religiously for like a month.
Yes. Take it, I say to my clients, give me 5 days of drinking this religiously. And so some people are like, I could never do that. And they do, and then they start to crave it. And that to me is the biggest dream. When people say, oh my God, I can't live without your green juice, green smoothie, that is to me the biggest win.
Well, you have a good student here. I'm ready to learn.
Let's make it.
So
I'm
so excited. Okay.
So one thing I will say about this, it's pretty important to have a good blender, like a high-speed blender. And it is a bit of an investment, but you have a good one. You have the Magic Bullet. Magic Bullet is great for this, and just a high-speed blender is really important because you don't want to be drinking like your salad. You want it to be smooth.
Yeah.
Okay. So should I have you do it? So you can
yes, I would love to. It would be my pleasure.
I will just grab the Vitamix.
Okay, lovely.
And while you do it, I will, talk about the benefits, everything. I have a knife here for you.
Wonderful.
So everything has been washed. So we're going to start with...
How many of the celery
sticks? Let's just do two celery stalks. Okay. And you can just do it right in half. Some things should be organic, some things it doesn't matter. But if that is going to be a make or break, and we can do a whole cucumber. Okay. If that's a make or break,
can it just go in like
just
this?
Go right in. All right. If that's a make or break, I would just do it regardless.
I like this aroma, this smell of
it does
fresh.
Smell really good, right?
It smells amazing.
Now, what is your spice tolerance?
Oh, really? I'm Pakistani.
Okay, so I would say for people who, this is ginger's spicy.
Yes, we put ginger in everything.
Okay, well then, so this is about, I usually say a thumb size, but for Miss Missy over here, we'll do like a thumb and a half.
Okay.
And let's just get that off because that looks a little bit. But you can leave the skin on. Organic ginger is the same price as regular ginger, and you can just leave the skin on. The skin actually has more fiber.
Should I cut it up a little bit?
It's okay.
Okay.
This is a lemon.
Okay.
Loaded in vitamin C.
Are you going to put this in as it is?
I just want you to take the peel off because the peel makes it very bitter.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just going to peel that. Careful. Okay. We're going to peel that. And I actually, fun fact, I like to save some of these lemon rinds, and I just put it, just like this, and it flavors up my water. And I just have these all over my house. I have this in my office, one where I do yoga, one by my bed before I go to bed, and then it's less waste. I really try not to waste the food, especially when we go into cilantro. Like a lot of recipes will say, cut off the stems and discard them, but there's just as many nutrients, if not more, in the stems, and then we don't waste, right?
I love these lemons. Like, they're so easy to peel.
They're easy to peel, right?
Yeah.
And they're easy to
so
put.
are we going to use the full? Okay, thank you. Are we going to do the full? Okay.
Yeah,
wow. I've never done that before. Okay.
You love your cilantro?
I love my cilantro.
I love my cilantro too. Okay, so we really want the bulk of this to be greens. So let's do, this is about a cup to a cup and a half of, I like spinach because spinach blends easier. Sometimes I use kale, but I eat kale on so many other things that's fine. And when I say greens like this, it's like the more diverse amount of greens and vegetables you get, the healthier your gut microbiome is. And as I said before, when we have, a healthy diet that's rich in fiber, our microbiome is very healthy. Our immunity is healthy. Our mental state is healthy. And we just overall feel better. Fruit-wise, to flavor it up. So I could very easily just drink this and it would be fine, but I do like it to have a little bit of sweetness. So I like frozen pineapple. Okay. You can use bananas, you could use apples, but
I sometimes use dates. What do you think of that?
Yeah, you can use dates in this. I think it's a different type of sweetness. Like I use dates to sweeten up like my blueberry protein smoothie and other things, but I think for the greens, because you're going to see this beautiful color. It's going to be green and it's going to be vibrant. If we start putting dark things in here, it's going to look a little dark. And
I know my smoothies, because I would add like blueberries and that, then it looks like brown.
And it's hard because eating is also is you want it to be beautiful. Wait till you see the color of this. So today I'm going to do frozen pineapple. And I like frozen pineapple because the reason why it's frozen, or I like the frozen part of it, is because it adds a creaminess. And pineapple has something called bromelain, which is a digestive enzyme. Oh. So this is about...
Oh, when they have the enzyme at like health food stores, it's normally pineapple and papaya.
Yes, exactly. So this helps break things down. This helps digest things. This helps pass things easily. This is about 2 cups. Okay. Now, I would say 1 cup, but I want you to drink it.
I don't like super sweets.
Okay, so let's just use about half of this. How about that?
Perfect.
Okay, just about that.
Great.
Okay, so we got our celery, we got our ginger, we got our cucumbers, we got our spinach, we got our cilantro. We're ready. We got our pineapple. Now we're going to use coconut water. We're going to use half coconut. You can pour that whole thing in, and then we're going to use water as well. Okay. Yeah, you can pour that whole thing in. I like coconut water because we were talking about magnesium before. Coconut water is high in magnesium. It also gives it just a nice taste that you want to be drinking this, right?
I have a question.
There's no sugar added to this, by the way. All the sugar in this is just the natural coconut sugar from its coconut. So you always have to make sure when you buy things that it says no sugar added. And then we're going to do water. We're going to fill it all the way up.
All the way up.
Wait till you see how much you're going to make.
Okay. Julian's like thirsty.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. You are gonna love it. Okay, you can fill it up pretty much to there. What was your question?
My question was, in your programs that you do you ever have any like pre-done videos where you're making the things and people can make them with you?
I have all of that on my website.
Because I'm like, that would be so fantastic, because the way that you're saying what this is good for, add the lemon and doing this, because you're so informative.
Thank you.
That I can really feel that someone like me who doesn't like to follow along the book. Like if someone says to me, here's a book and follow this recipe, I'm just never going to do it. I have
green juice videos on my website. I have loads of videos and how-tos on my website. And in the program, I show you exactly how to make this.
Now, any of this information can we also find on your social media? And do you ever share any tips and tricks?
Well, my social media did just get hacked. So now I have a new, it was 10 years in the making, but that's okay. We're going to move through that. So it's Be Nourished by Alyssa. That's my new one, and
that's just the letter B?
Just the letter B, Nourished by Alyssa. But yeah, there's tons of videos. Well, not tons, because I think you'll be my 4th post. So thank you.
Lovely. We're so excited.
I had 40,000 followers just kind of vanish because it was hijacked.
Wow.
Yeah, so be careful with your social media. Anyway,
scary stuff.
It's not fun stuff. But you know what? I'm going to continue to create the things that I love to create, and people will follow. So, yes, I have lots of these videos on my website. Also, kind of the television stuff that I did that you can see.
I saw on your LinkedIn as well.
And it's all on my LinkedIn.
There was one video you posted on your LinkedIn.
Which one?
That is the video that inspired me. You were cutting up kale.
Oh,
and actually seeing that video, Alyssa, I was like, yeah, I'm going to add kale in my soup. So in my soup, I used a lot of kale, celery, carrots, ginger, and some beans. I added some beans in there too.
You know, you can even use your stems in your soup.
Okay.
Yes, you can cut it. And that, again,
which I didn't do. I only took out the leaves.
That's okay. But now you know.
Now you know. This is the stuff I want to learn.
There's lots of nutrients in here.
Wonderful. Well, I'm so
now we're gonna
excited
blend
to
it.
see what we're going to make.
I'm excited for you to actually taste it.
And I'm excited to, this is inspiring me to get a Vitamix.
This is a great health investment. And you can blend all your soups, but... So we'll do this for 30 seconds. Maybe not even 30 seconds.
I'm going to take out some glasses.
Okay, that's a great idea. So that's at 19 seconds. I already pre-shopped for all of this, but this is part of my groceries anyway, so I always have this in the fridge. The cutting of that, how long did that take?
Like 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. That took 19 seconds. You're going to have this for the full week. You could freeze some, and that's how you make this an attainable habit. We have cooked, assembled once. You're going to drink this all week. So in the grand scheme of things, that was, we'll just call it 10 minutes just to be easy because we're going to then process it and put it in glasses.
What are your thoughts, for example, if someone, for someone like me, when I was eating the way that I was eating last summer, don't get me wrong, I do have healthy habits too, but it's like sometimes when you're working and everything, it can have a toll on your system. So sometimes I would get upset stomachs, such as bloating. And in the past, one of the things I've done is like giving my body a break from actually eating or just having green smoothies. I feel like something like this, if you do just for the day, if you want to give yourself a break.
100%. If your body can take it and you don't have any, I'm not,
issues.
I wish I was a doctor. I'm not a doctor. But I wish I was. But this should be no problem.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Let's try it.
Yay.
Yeah, let's try it. So wait till you see how much it's going to make. So this is what I mean. I'll make one of these. I have a big family and everybody does drink it. So what I do with the rest is I freeze it. And then every day.
I'm going to get a third glass. So
every day I have it fresh.
Here,
So
Julian, I'll give you one first and the camera can see it as well.
Yeah.
And
Isn't
one
it beautiful?
For you. And you know what I'm going to do?
Because you're decadent.
Because I'm sort of fancy. I'm going to drink it. I don't drink wine, but I like to have my little...
I don't drink either, and it's just nice to have things in nice glasses because it makes you feel more luxurious and decadent.
I know.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to your health. Cheers.
Cheers.
So good. So good. It's like
liquid
oxygen, right?
It's so fresh.
Isn't it great? I know. This is my signature recipe, and that's why I love the pineapple because it tastes a little bit like Hawaii here in Vancouver.
Completely.
Right?
You know what I like is I think the Vitamix as well. It's blended it so well.
Yeah. You're not drinking like a salad.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So you can have this on your own. You can have this with eggs. You can have this at 4 o'clock for a pick-me-up. You can imagine working out and getting in your car and drinking this. It's like my goal. And I get into the car, I'm like, okay, thank God I have this. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So we put it in glass containers and you can freeze it. I don't know if you have any, but like glass containers, like a spaghetti sauce jar.
Yeah.
Something like that that you've rinsed really well and you fill it just about to the top but with enough room for expansion so it doesn't crack. And then you have it for a whole week.
Brilliant. I love it.
Yeah.
And I feel like especially drinking something like this in the evening, that's when I get my cravings. Something like this, it's so satiating. And the ginger and the lemon is giving it that kick.
Yeah.
Like I can feel
Do you find it a little spicy?
I love it.
You love it? Okay.
I love it. In all of our curries, we use ginger. Ginger
and
that's
garlic. A staple, right? And garlic.
I add garlic even in my omelets.
Okay. Oh, really? I've never had an omelet with garlic. That sounds really good.
One of my neighbors, he's French Canadian, so he will add garlic and Brussels sprouts and interesting things in his omelets. And
like Emily in Paris?
Yes. Like Emily in Paris, totally. Yeah, I like how you jumped. Yes. So really, truly inspiring me to add these interesting ingredients that have so many benefits. I have really poor circulation.
Okay.
And then you see videos of me cold dipping when it's minus 12 outside.
The ginger will help. Well, anybody's cold in the minus 12, but the ginger will help. But that's back to the omelets, though. That's a great way to add your greens in, right? Greens at every meal. People are like, well, how do I get more greens in my meal at breakfast? Well, if you have time to eat eggs, or you can make even little egg bites, ahead of time. You load it with like kale and onions.
Yeah.
And then there you have your greens. How do you get it in your afternoon lunch? Huge salad that you prep. You know, it doesn't take a long time to prep. It's 5 minutes from the grocery store, and just prep it, keep it in glass containers, and you have it. Just like your soup. You just keep adding all the veggies in.
It's funny, someone I was dating, he's like, you're not making an omelet, that's a salad with eggs.
Yes.
Because I will add the Brussels sprouts, spinach, and chunks of garlic, because I recognize that in wintertime, I get so cold, I need that garlic, the ginger, to like help heat up my body.
With your circulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that definitely helps.
This is amazing. I'm so excited what we're going to do next. And I'm really excited about your programs because I feel there's so much I can learn. I think I need a little dose of you on a weekly basis to get that inspiration.
I'll check in on you.
To get that inspiration to, you know, the little habits, like what you said, like habit stacking, that just you don't have to do everything at once.
No,
and I think
that's overwhelming. Just,
Alyssa, that's what people get
just start with this. Like, for instance, put this in a glass container and put it in your purse, and there you're going to drink it, right? There you're going to, we all have water bottles, right? Fill it with that, fill your water bottle with a green juice, take it to go. You will have greens on the go, right? So it's just these little things. It's hard when you see things on social media, on Pinterest and Instagram, and everything looks so beautiful, but that's not the real life. That's
or
not
when
the
you see the
world we live in.
30-second video where it's like the avocado toast and the green smoothie and everything, and it's like, okay, you know, sometimes we don't have time, but we can do this. Make it on Sunday and have it for the rest.
You can have this all week. Look at this.
Yeah.
You have at least three to four.
I am so excited to have this for breakfast tomorrow. Yeah. Truly, truly
I'm
excited.
so excited to teach you how to do this because it truly is transformational. Like, it truly is, because once you clean up your diet, everything else just becomes more in alignment. And it's very important to feel your best so you can do the things that you do with the vitality. Right?
Completely.
You don't want to go through life sleeping.
And this is what gives us the inspiration to create more, to be creative. And, you know, in my line of work where I'm on camera, you know, whether hosting, acting, modeling, whatever, where I can also get more ideas intuitively, you know, to write a book, to start a new show. And when I was having the conversation with you, it's been on my mind for a bit, but I felt so charged up after talking to you over the phone. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do these Wellness Wednesday talks on my Instagram because this is something where I want to learn more from experts like you. Little habits,
small
like the little
tweaks.
things. Because I think for me, when I see whether a cookbook or another video or an expert talking online, I become overwhelmed.
Yeah, just take one little tip.
Then I'm like, you know what? Forget this. I'm going for the happy hour.
Right, exactly. That's right. Just one focus on one. What are you going to do tomorrow? The first thing that you're going to do. You're going to have a green juice. It's going to be in the fridge, and you're going to drink it.
Yeah, and because it's already there and it's made,
you will drink it. And the prep time, because most people get overwhelmed with the shop and the prep. If you think small, little baby steps, you will do it. But if you think I have to do this, then I have to do this, just make one thing at a time.
Baby steps. And I love the fact that, you know, through your programs, you also offer like recipes and grocery shopping.
Yes,
and
it's all
learning.
there for you. I make it as easy as possible. You just have to make yourself the priority because you have to take care of yourself, right?
I would love to hear some of the transformations that you've seen with the clients you work with. Like, what are some of the major...
Energy. Most people that I see that come to me is skyrocketing energy. Most people come to me they're always tired, brain fog. Yes, lots of weight loss, but I don't market myself as a weight loss coach because I think that just plays into the whole diet culture, this toxic diet culture that we're all told that we have to be a certain size. But weight loss is a byproduct. Skin, learning how to make the right choices for their body. So that one gives me a lot of pride because when people know what to eat, they know how to feel good and they can live their most passionate, most, you know, vital life. And that's what we're here to do. That's where we're supposed to have this freedom to be able to think and create. And when we feed ourselves food that fuels your body, this is what happens. So yes, weight loss is one, but more energy, skin, better sleep, better stress management, and again, knowing what to eat to fuel their bodies is pretty much the biggest things. And these are life-changing things. Like I'm snapping them off like that's it.
But
someone who struggles with sleep or someone who struggles with, you know, sugar craving and all they can think about is sugar, this is chronic problems. This is chronic everyday problems. And waking up with brain fog, waking up after a night's sleep feeling fatigued is a problem. How do you go about living your best life when you're tired? So these things get me super excited.
Oh, I love that. I can hear your passion. I can tell you're used to sharing a lot about this.
I just love it.
So what are we making next? I know you'd mentioned a little bit about a salad that we're going to learn to make.
Oh, well, let's make our kale salad.
Okay, lovely.
So we need a bowl. We need some olive oil, and we need some salt and pepper.
Okay.
See, I have it all. So this salad is foolproof. This is my kale salad, and this is, again, something that it's so easy. It takes 5 minutes. Everything's been washed. And I have not had even the pickiest of picky eaters, even my father, who does not eat a single green, people love this. And you can add anything you want into it, but we're going to make it super simple. So we're going to do kale, okay? And then we also need some olive oil. Do you have olive oil?
I'm actually out of olive oil.
Okay, well, we can do it without the olive oil. And I'm just going to show you how to do it.
I have vinaigrette.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a grocery list, and then you'll never be out of olive oil again.
Like I said, I'm a good student.
Yeah. So in the programs that if you do sign up for my A to B Foundation, you get a whole grocery list for the week. So you're only going to go to the grocery store once. Saves time.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody wants to,
It's interesting. My same neighbor and several other neighbors, we like to have these cooking/baking parties.
I love that.
And I joke about this. I just text my neighbors and I'm like, so what are we having? And I will just invite myself over with my fur babies. And, my neighbors, they love cooking and they're all by themselves. And me and my little two fur babies arrive.
Bring the green juice. You can bring your green juice.
I'm like, today, instead of bringing something sweet, I will be bringing something green.
Juice. Do you have it tonight?
Yeah,
that's perfect.
We're always like hanging out, sharing food, and this is a big community space for me. I love living.
That's so great. So basically, just like 4 kale leaves.
Okay.
Bite-sized pieces. Now, if we had olive oil, I would just generously pour the olive oil on. You said you had vinaigrette, but this is the thing.
Okay.
We want to look at the labels in the vinaigrettes, okay? Because usually the vinaigrettes are made with either soybean oil or canola oil.
I always thought they were healthy.
Canola oil is not that healthy.
No, not canola, but vinaigrette. Like I thought.
It depends on what it is. So always read your labels. If you're buying a vinaigrette, you want it to be olive oil based.
Okay.
Because canola oil, as we were talking about inflammation, causes inflammation in your body. So cute little bite-sized pieces like this, and then I'm just going to pretend the magic of TV. Here's some olive oil. Generous pour. Let's not be afraid of healthy fats. Healthy fats keep us satiated.
Okay.
And also keep our
skin.
So
I guess another reason I've been lately cooking in coconut oil, and I'm out of coconut, so I have not been purchasing olive oil.
Okay. Yeah. No, coconut oil.
Do you prefer?
I like olive oil better. Yes. Coconut oil has too much of a coconut flavor for me, especially in this type of salad.
And of course, for the salad, and it's like solid in this sort of temperature.
Yes. I like olive oil better. Okay. I like the Mediterranean diet, right?
Okay.
I like the olive oil. So very generous spread, and then we're going to massage it. The thing with this salad is that we're really going to get in there. Don't be afraid to use your hands, and you're going to massage the kale.
Okay.
Just get in there so it's broken down, because this is a very fibrous vegetable, and when we're massaging it, we're actually breaking it down for our body.
Okay.
So you'll digest it easier.
Okay.
You won't have bloating. You won't get cramps. None of that. If it's nicely kind of. So in the smoothie, if I used a kale, it's blended, so it's easily digested.
Okay.
So pretend this is nice and shiny and it feels good. We're going to add some salt, okay? So here we have our leafy greens.
Yeah.
We have our olive oil, the healthy fats.
Okay.
Now we're going to take hemp seeds.
Okay.
Okay, so see, like I keep all of my seeds like this in a container
so you can
in my
see
fridge,
where they are. You don't
and
have
all
to
I have
look
to
for
do
them.
is pull it out, so I don't have to be fumbling with bags. Again, this is another tip. You're not opening bags, fumbling bags, finding scissors, putting it away.
I have a lot of like little
and that just kind of makes it. So I just take this out. I just go like this, and I'm going to sprinkle this on. And hemp seeds are a really beautiful plant-based protein.
Okay.
So we're getting our proteins in here. So I like to teach people in my program leafy greens, healthy fats, and proteins.
Okay,
so this, we're having it all right here.
And for someone who's vegetarian, this is perfect.
This is great. You could throw some tofu in here. You can throw some chickpeas in here, whatever you want. And again, we're going to massage that in. And it has a really nice, almost nutty flavor, but it has a nice texture. It's almost like
I often add hemp seeds to my smoothies. I'm out right now, but that was something I really enjoyed, the texture.
Yeah.
I also enjoy adding like almonds or walnuts into smoothies because I recognize, enjoy the
healthy fats too,
the
that we
greens with the nuts.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
You could very easily put some hemp seeds in here if you wanted some more protein. I'm a little bit of a purist with this. I like the flavor of it.
And the greens and keeping
Yes, and I will have my protein afterwards. You can add some, anything you want. Tomatoes in here, whatever you want. I'm just going to keep it simple. And then, like I mentioned before, this is a nutritional yeast. This is like a cheesy, salty, here, why don't you dab it, try to taste it. With
and
your finger.
Said you put this on your popcorn.
I put this on my popcorn. I put this on my kids' pasta. This is protein and this is vitamin B. So someone who doesn't eat a lot of meat, this is a great way to get your vitamin B.
Oh my God, it tastes so good.
It's so good, right? And mix with the olive oil, and then we're just gonna sprinkle that on like that. Look at the color. Look at did we even mention the color of that?
I know. I'm loving it out of my glass.
And then you just kind of mix it like that. It probably won't taste as good right now because we don't have the salt in it. We don't have the olive oil in it. But when you get it, that's my
That'll
favorite.
Be dinner.
And literally 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? So these are things that I teach you how to make easy, healthy, attainable, but fast. And this can stay in your fridge. Unlike a spinach, which gets...
And I could make like a big bowl of this. I actually have kale in my fridge right now.
Oh, perfect. And this doesn't get soggy. Whereas a spinach would get soggy. You can crack an egg on top, so you have even more protein. I mean, this is endless things that you can do. This is my signature salad.
You know, one of the things that you mentioned about rubbing it, and that's something that I found, like my gut is certainly better than what it used to be. In the past, like over a decade ago, I found that eating lots of greens, right away afterwards, it would be a little bit bloating happening. Yeah. And the fact
that
you
probably you're not used to it as well.
Yeah, and the fact that you mentioned you rub it in.
Yes.
That is something I haven't done, and that is a great rip. Yeah. So I feel like those are some of those little tidbits that you share.
Just the little
tips and tricks that we can learn.
But this stays good in your fridge. You could eat this tomorrow.
Brilliant.
Once you put the olive oil and the salt and pepper on, it's so delicious. I can't wait for you to taste it because you're gonna love it. And this is just showing you that healthy isn't restrictive.
And it can be fast.
It's fast. It tastes good. You know, a lot of people ask me like, "Oh, it doesn't taste good just yet." Your palate, if you're used to eating Cheetos and you know, croissants and constantly processed foods, it will, I'm being completely honest, it will take 2 or 3 days for your palate to adjust.
Yeah.
But your body wants to heal, right? Remember that. Our body has the ability to heal if we just give it the chance. So if you're going from a standard American diet and you're trying to switch and add more greens into your day, go slowly and gradually, and your palate will adjust, and it will taste delicious.
And even just standing here, I can smell the nutrition.
You smell it, yeah.
And the fact that it's all greens and they're from the earth and all the energy that it's not something that is boxed. You know, it's coming fresh.
You feel the energy, right?
Yeah, like as soon as I drink it, I can feel it in my system.
Like liquid oxygen.
Like I've never put lemon in my smoothies. So that is something I learned today.
Yeah.
And I never thought about making like my smoothies for the week.
Yeah.
So that saves time.
That saves your morning tomorrow, I'm sure, is very busy, very hectic. You have that. In fact, you can actually save this.
Yeah.
And you can pour it
in there. Here. Oh my God, great.
You put it up to there and you can freeze it.
Brilliant.
Yeah, you can freeze it. So it's just using these small tips to help you eat and live a healthier way.
Your girls must be so lucky because you're always like cooking for them.
Yeah, in a way, they think they're lucky, but then like I'm the weird one that brings oranges to school, or I'm the weird one that does these things. But you know, it does come around. Now they're like, they love this salad, they love my lentil soup. Now they're like, Mom, I'm not gonna have sugar, it's not making me feel good, because we talk about it and it's a dialogue, they understand. And yeah, they can have sugar in the house. Yeah. Of course, I don't buy anything, but you know, if they're having friends over and they want a treat, 100%, because deprivation doesn't work. And I want to teach them that at some point they're gonna have to navigate this all on their own. So I want them to be able to make these healthy choices.
How would you say mental health and eating well? You know, it's like since COVID, we've been talking a lot about whether it's anxiety or isolation or all these different things. You know, we're really having this conversation around mental health now and how that correlates with food and eating whole and eating well.
You know what I'm going to say. I know you know. I think everything that we put in our body has energy. And if we are putting the stuff in our body that doesn't serve us, I don't think we're going to be feeling good physically. If we don't feel good physically, how can we possibly feel good mentally? Mood-wise, I mean, there's so many foods have been shown to help with moods. You know,
like tell us.
Leafy greens, chocolate, foods high in magnesium, avocados, salmon. When you eat a whole food, mostly plant-based diet, I guarantee if you're not, you know, chronically depressed or you haven't been diagnosed with something, your mood will change and your moods will elevate. It's a gradual approach. It won't be like one bite of kale and I'm like happy, but it really does help you. Again, these foods help our microbiome, and there are more neurotransmitters in our stomach lining than in our brain. So when this is healthy and this is fueled, this is fueled. So I do believe there's a massive correlation between mental health and the foods that we eat. And if we keep that top of mind, I think it's really important to grocery shop with that in your mind, or go to the farmer's market with that in your mind.
That how this is the medicine. Have you ever gotten requests to create like a food program for something specific? Whether it's for menopause or someone wanting to conceive, or gut issues, skincare.
We were talking about one of if I've seen some of the side effects I've seen of changing your diet. I've had a couple women come to me for fertility issues, couldn't get pregnant, tried to get pregnant. We completely cleaned up their diet. They got pregnant. Not to say that I did that, but helping you clean up your diet, 100%. So I wrote recipes for them. FODMAP is really big, so I've done a lot of that.
I'm a bit familiar with that, not super much.
Also gut microbiome, people trying to clean up their gut. Hormonal changes, the hormone diet. So yeah, I do custom a lot. A lot of kids with celiac or kids with food allergies and sensitivities. I've done the gamut of menu planning. And helping people through.
So we can come to you for specific requests.
Yes, 100%.
Because I noticed that my body changes in terms of how many greens I'm taking, like how many salads I'm having in the summertime. In the summertime, I'm mostly eating fresh, versus in winter, I can recognize it needs a bit more cooked foods.
Especially since you were talking about your circulation, right? Yes. That's just going to make this, like a cucumber is going to make you cooler, right? So cooking your foods, chilies, vegetarian chilies, soups, stews, sautés. I mean, if you didn't want to eat this cold, take this with olive oil and put it in a pan. My kids love this. They ask for it every day, especially in the winter. And it's warming. Squeeze some lemon on it. Remember we talked about getting your more citrus and greens with iron. And then you can take this and you can have it warm and it's just as delicious.
I'm going to try it like this and then I will try it like that as well.
Yeah, but you can try both ways.
I mean, not that I'm saying that I'm not eating salads at all, but in summertime I'm just eating bowls and bowls because I can see my body's metabolizing it much more easily. And then going to the farmer's market.
Well, it's hot in summer. We don't want to be in front of the stove, and salads and things that are fresh are way better. In the wintertime, especially now, it's like, you want warmer foods.
Anything else? I know we've covered a lot. We're almost coming to the end, but is there something that I missed that you would like to share with our audience before we let you go? I'm so excited.
I don't want to leave. I just, if you're struggling out there and you feel like this is just way too much and you're overwhelmed because there's so much information, I would pick one channel. I would pick one source, whether it's a book, whether you're following me on social media. Just pick one thing to change, because all it takes is one change to see the change. And if you don't make the change, if you don't make a change, you're not going to see a change. I mean, I have people come to me saying, oh, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. But you have to do it consistently. You can't drink or eat this for one day and then go back and just being on a coffee diet. Give yourself a little time. Pick one thing.
As you look at me.
Give yourself a little time And just be consistent.
Yeah.
And keep asking yourself, how bad do you want to feel good?
And I must say, the fact that you're saying making that one change. Because I'm such a perfectionist that
we all struggle from that.
Yeah, that I feel like, okay, now I just have to consume and do this all the time and eat like this perfect robot versus how you're simplifying it, that instead of making this, going from the bottom of the mountain to the peak, it's like that little step,
little tweaks,
but you do it on a daily basis, and then seeing that, okay, that was a win. How am I feeling? How is my internal energy? Because even tasting this right now, and the fact that it has all these fresh ingredients and fresh greens, I feel that's an act of self-love.
You are prioritizing yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly. It is way more than nutrition. It is way more than the food in our body. It's your energy levels. It's your energy itself, and it's making yourself the priority and saying, you know what, I care about me. I'm going to choose not to eat the bowl of chips, and I'm going to choose to eat this because I am the priority here and I care about myself. And it's putting yourself first, because if you can't take care of you, how are you supposed to be able to do the things that you are so passionate about?
Yeah, and to live a big life.
It's way more than just nutrition. It's way more than just the recipe. This is about the intention, about eating well, and what is really behind that. So that is my mission, to teach people, yes, you can have all the recipes. You can have all of that, but it has to come from a place of prioritizing yourself first.
And I love the fact you meant that. Yeah.
Right? We all need to prioritize ourselves.
100%. I saw this online the other day that, people are so used to, if someone says you don't drink, or you're going to stay in on Friday night, or you're going to go for that hike by yourself. In today's society, it's like, oh, you're not going to have that pizza? Are you one of those people who's that picky eaters? Versus, no, I'm going to make this healthy choice for myself, to have that self-care, to have that discipline.
And if someone says that to you, that's not your person.
Yeah,
I tell my kids that all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, if someone's going to say something and judge you because you're not having a cocktail, or you're not indulging in whatever pizza it is,
they're not your cup of tea.
They're not your green juice.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Right? So, that's about, again, putting yourself forward and first, and making that commitment to yourself, regardless of what the world is yelling at us, because there's always going to be noise. But you want to calm your noise down first, and all of this food will help you calm your noise down.
Wonderful. Well, we love that. Thank you so much, Alyssa, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I'm so excited to drink my green juice from my fabulous, sparkly wine glass. And if you guys try this recipe at home, you do have to let us know, and we'll share Alyssa's information. So if you're interested in any of her programs or learning more about her recipes, because I'm so fascinated in hearing what else I can learn from you. I feel like this past hour was very informational for me. If you guys felt inspired, please do let us know. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Wishing you all a very healthy, prosperous, and blessed new year.
And nourished new year.
Yeah, nourished. Yeah, thank you.